Hello everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with a reading on lost connections. So I wanted to take a look at what's going on with this person that you are focused on for this reading. What's going on in their life since the separation, why is it lost to begin with, and ultimately what it is that you need to know about the connection at this time. General advice as always, guys, so please take all the messages that you see in this reading with a grain of salt, since not every single bit of it will make sense for the collective. So take whatever bits and parts do make sense for you and release what doesn't. Okay, so let's begin. I wanted to use these two decks first. The Winds of Fortune deck, that's by Mystic Moon, and I wanted to go ahead and use my Exposed deck focusing on the Divine Masculine. Okay, I should have mentioned that right off the top. This is a lost connection for those who are in separation from a Divine Masculine. All right, so let's go ahead and see what that energy looks like. And the reason why I do quite a few Divine Masculine readings is because the majority of my audience represents feminine energy. So for those of you, the majority, you are more than likely interested in where the masculine is at. And so that's what this is focused on. Okay, so lost connection with the masculine. So starting with this deck here, what do we need to know? What's been going on in their life since the separation? Blast from the past, nostalgia, glory days, and reminiscing. So they have been thinking about you, Divine Feminine. The Six of Hearts coming through there. So even though you guys are not together in the physical sense and in the 3D world, they still think about you. Wow. Look at this next card. We have the Eight of Diamonds. Anything is possible. Second chances. The answer is yes. Green means go. Ooh. Followed by the Ten of Diamonds. New chapters. Starting anew. This could also include home improvements if that's something that you relate to, and long-term investments. Wow, guys. So what this is telling us is when it comes to the person that you are detached from at this time, the person that you are in separation from, they're thinking about you, the fun times that you guys have shared. They're focused on, or at least they've thought about it, wanting a second chance with you and to be able to welcome in a new chapter in love. Okay, now are you open to that? So let's go ahead and grab some cards from the Exposed deck to go along with this, and then we'll grab some tarot messages here. It's because you guys are in separation for a reason. Not every single memory that you guys have shared are good ones. You guys parted ways for a reason, but they really do want to turn over a new leaf. They want to be able to start again. All right, let's take a look and see. Exposing the masculine here. We do have kind. Okay, so maybe you do see your Divine Masculine as a kind individual, or that is how they see you. If they did things that were not very nice, for lack of a better word, this could be their energy at this point, that they're ready to do things from a much more compassionate place in their heart so that they can be kind towards you if they did things to hurt you before. Let's see what else. What else, please? Focusing on the Divine Masculine lost connection. They could have been a smart mouth too. They could have said very hurtful things to you. And so this might explain why they want a second chance, because they could have definitely done certain things to ruin the relationship. They're coming through as a coward. So what I'm kind of feeling from the masculine, there's a part of them that's allowing their fears to get in the way of action. You know, maybe they're afraid to reach out. They're afraid to communicate with you, Divine Feminine. Possibly because of how things might have ended between the two of you before, and how could that have happened with situations like this. They could have cheated on you. Okay, so there could have been infidelity here in the partnership. And if that's not a part of your story, then you don't have to take that part of the interpretation. But it is coming through here that there could have been an affair, there could have been indiscretions here. They could have kept things from you. Too much of a coward to do the right thing. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some advice from the tarot here. I'm going to pull from my Tanielu Tarot here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for this long connection, lost connection. You guys could have known each other for a very long time, but it could also have been a long time since you've seen each other. All right, so what do we need to know here when it comes to this lost connection with the divine masculine? For some of you, maybe it's been a very long time since you have interacted because they were unfaithful. They think about the good old days, though. Look at this. Four of Cups, picking up off of the regrets. They have a lot of them. Part of the reason why they regret their actions, Divine Feminine, is because I feel this relationship was a pretty good one. You know, you guys were very compatible. You got along great. And for whatever reason, they decided to explore other options outside of the partnership. And so they, at this point, focusing on the memories, and they're beating themselves up over that because of how things played out. Because the Four of Cups could also represent a missed opportunity at this point. It's a lost connection. Do they have what it takes to be able to convince you that this is worth a second chance? To be able to give them another opportunity at a new chapter with you. Look at this next card, however. We do have the Ace of Cups. So it's either a new chapter, a new opportunity to begin again, or for you, the viewer, Divine Feminine, you've already moved on to a new love or a new relationship at this point, which is why they feel they've lost the opportunity to be with you. Teamwork was exactly what was needed before, but that could have been lacking because they've got regrets about that as well. Divine Feminine, wow, look at these next two cards. We've got the Queen of Wands. Look who's coming up next, the King of Wands. So we've got divine counterparts here. Some of you guys could be fire signs, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. And then we've got the Emperor showing up right after that, representing more fire because we've got Aries represented here specifically from the Emperor. Divine Masculine coming through very heavily here. Now, the King of Wands, they are focused on this vision that they have to be with you again, Divine Feminine. And I feel you hold the cards when it comes to how this is all going to unfold. The decision perhaps falls on the feminine whether or not this is ever going to go in that direction. Because what we see here is that there was a possibility towards cheating. They could have been mean and cruel when you guys had conversations, said things to hurt you, belittled you, and they just didn't do right by you, which is why you guys are in separation, which is why it's coming through as a lost connection. But what I do see here from the masculine is that they are really wanting to start over, first of all, to take control of the situation, or at least take back control of their own life in order to come towards you as a much better partner. And then we've got the Star. Some of you guys could be focused on a divine masculine who could be an Aquarian, or divine feminine. You represent Aquarius. This is what it is that they would want to manifest. That doesn't mean they're going to get it, because I feel divine feminine, it's your call whether this happens or not. This is what they want. They want their wish to manifest as far as being with you again, but it's your call. It falls on you, divine feminine, whether this is a go or whether this is a no. And isn't it fitting how we've got the 8 of diamonds, and as it says, the answer is yes, green means go. It's up to you if your answer is yes. It's up to you if they actually get the green light here to move forward, to re-explore where this relationship is going to go. Okay, so that's what's coming through so far. Let's go ahead and grab some additional insight here. I wanted to go ahead and grab from my bubble wrap deck, and this is focused on potential text messages, communication, whether it's through an email, a text, on social media, giving the divine masculine the opportunity to convey their thoughts. This could also represent past conversations that you guys might have had. So I'm not sure what the energies will be like, but let's go ahead and take a look at that anyway. So for lost connections representing the divine masculine, there's a lot to say in this deck, so let's go ahead and see. All right, so divine masculine, what do you want to say to the divine feminine? Or again, this could represent what they've already said that might have contributed to why it's a lost connection. So let's see. Only you will know how this is making sense for your situation. Oh gosh, they're telling you here that they love you. Your divine masculine, they still love you. They miss you and really wondering, you know, what has life been like for you since we've been apart? What else, please, for this lost connection? What else does the masculine want to say? Ooh, the I'm gonna wait. Okay, let me try this again. The I'm gonna play dumb text, and it says I have no idea what you're talking about. So this could have happened in the past, where maybe divine feminine, you confronted your masculine about something. Could have been the fact that they were cheating, could have been you had your suspicions about them doing shady stuff, and they played dumb. It's like, huh? Like, I don't know what you're talking about, which is BS, right? Look at the next card. The I just lied to you text. I would never lie to you, honest. But that's it. They weren't honest. They did lie to you. They were too much of a coward to be acting from a place of authenticity, is how I like to call it. They were, or they are, coming through as a coward in this reading. So they were too comfortable hiding behind that mask, you know, that false sense of security perhaps, and really unable to communicate themselves and what they really needed to say and to be honest with you. If they were ultimately interested in someone else, then they should have explored that relationship separately instead of continuing to be in a partnership with you, and then it just resulted in a mess. It resulted in something more chaotic than it didn't really need to go there. And maybe divine feminine, you might have just ghosted your masculine, left them hanging, you know, just maybe never responded to a text, or you just stopped the conversation. And so they're wondering here, look at this, when will I see you again? Now, for some of you guys, maybe you're thinking, you know what? You are a lost connection for a reason, and I'd prefer that it stay that way. But you guys also might be thinking, maybe this is worth revisiting, and that's totally up to you. And we have a masculine here really wanting to see you again. Wear something sexy. They find you to be very attractive, very sexy, divine feminine. And I'm guided to pull just one more message from here. Let's see. What else? One last message focusing on the divine masculine. All right, masculine. One more card. The I really do, but I won't tell you that text. I don't remember saying that. So this kind of goes together with the I'm going to play dumb text. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember saying that. Bull, okay? Because they do, okay? That's why we've got cards like cheater coming through here, okay? So that's what's coming through there. So let's go ahead and clarify some of these messages coming through here with some tarot. I want to pull from my tarot teacher, the revised edition. So they still love you. They want to see you again. They find you to be very attractive. And maybe these cards are coming through because they are finally acknowledging that they did dumb things, that they were not honest with you, Divine Feminine. And they recognize that, you know, maybe they could have left you hanging also. For this lost connection. Four of Swords. Okay, so you took a break from this relationship, Divine Feminine. You just needed time to yourself to figure things out because your masculine was really stressing you out. You could have been dealing with a King of Swords as well, a Divine Masculine representing Aquarius. They tend to be very rational-minded. This is someone actually who's very smart, but maybe they did very dumb things. So you probably walked away from your masculine, Divine Feminine, with that Five of Swords because they were sneaking around, for lack of a better word. You know, we've seen the cheater card. There was infidelity here, trust issues. So they are now recognizing, crap, you know, I've missed the opportunity to be with my Divine Feminine. Because they created conflicts where there did not need to be conflicts. And we've got the Hermit card coming through representing Virgo. Divine Feminine, if you happen to be the Virgo here, you need a time away from your masculine to really think about things. The Four of Swords and the Hermit both representing the need for solitude. To really think about things, to just take a break from all of the chaos and the drama. Wear something sexy. Well, the Queen of Wands would definitely wear something sexy. Not only are you sexy, you're confident. And your confidence exudes that sexiness that the masculine really is into. Very attracted. But clearly something happened here that broke you guys up. And the way it's presenting itself in this reading, it could have been infidelity. If it wasn't, then something else broke you guys up. That was very challenging. Maybe because they were not being honest with you about whatever. Six of Pentacles is all about equality. So if they really want to be a part of your life, then they need to be fully invested. They can't be having one foot out the door and investing their time and energy with somebody else. If they want you, then they're going to have to be all in. You know, it's got to be equal give and take here. This is about focusing on what's ahead rather than what happened in the past. But what happened in the past was hard. Five of Wands, the struggles. We've got rivalries coming through here. Arguments. Lots of tense times with each other because somebody made poor choices here. So it's really directing progress to be made as far as making better decisions here. If your masculine really wants to have a future with you, Divine Feminine, then they're going to need to choose right. They're going to have to make wiser choices. Four of Wands represents a possible reunion. This could represent a twin flame connection. This is another card of teamwork. This represents a strong foundation. Twin flames coming back together who have spent time apart. This could be a celebratory energy. There could be a future marriage for some of you guys that are able to overcome what has happened in the past. So it does seem here that there is the possibility for you and your Divine Masculine to find happiness again, Divine Feminine. But I really do feel it's your call whether they will be allowed to come back to begin with. They're telling you here that they still love you. And if you still love your Divine Masculine, and I'm assuming you do, since you are watching this reading for a lost connection, then there is the opportunity to start again. And we have seen that with the Ace of Cups that has come through. And the Four of Wands, I mean, it's our 1111 number in tarot, which is a beautiful number. I'm not that well versed on numerology, but I do know 1111 is a pretty positive number, representing the fact that you are on the right path in your life. And if your Divine Masculine wants to be on the right track with you, on the same path as you, Divine Feminine, then they're going to have to take some sort of action here. Part of that action might be to simply communicate with you to ask, will you give them another opportunity to return? And that's where it falls on your shoulders, Divine Feminine, because it's up to you. It really is up to you where this goes. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some other messages here. I wanted to pull from the Fire and Ice Lenormand deck. This one is by Angelic Revelation 144. All right, so what else do we need to know about this lost connection with the Divine Masculine? Angels and Spirit Guides, please. Is there a possibility for a reunion? I know that the Masculine is definitely wanting that. Can it happen? They're coming through. You know, they really want you to know, Divine Feminine, that they still desire you. They still think about you. We do have the Sith card coming through. Precise, sharp, and clear. And so perhaps the Divine Masculine now has a clearer understanding of what it is that they're wanting with you, Divine Feminine. And if there was a third-party situation here, if there was sneakiness going on, unfaithfulness, then they might have cut that out at this point. We do have the stars represented here, divine guidance, healing, and inspiration. This is certainly one of those situations where there is healing that's needed. We do have child. Some of you guys could have already had children. Youthful, playful, inner child healing. But this could also be one of those situations where we have a masculine who might have had a challenging upbringing. There could be healing of their own that they need to be able to address. It could also be for some of you guys that the Divine Masculine represents the younger counterpart in the relationship. We have the Well. Resources, creativity, healing, and wishes can be realized with dedication. So it's one of those things where a wish can manifest, but it's going to take work. Certainly on their part. Look at this, guys. And now we've got union. Hands joined in marriage. So it's presenting itself here. So this is a possibility that if you are able to forgive and to be able to accept your Divine Masculine back into your life, Divine Feminine, then there might be a future union here. There might be a future marriage here because it's presenting itself in this reading. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some additional insight. I'll be pulling from my Luna Tarot deck. They want to be with you, Divine Feminine. There's no question there. You know, maybe they recognize they didn't do right by you before. They hurt you. But they want a new beginning. We have the Fool card coming through. They want to start again. They want to start in the beginning. They want to start fresh. They know that they're going to have to take some sort of action here to let you know that that's what they want. And maybe this whole situation has weighed very heavily on them because this represents the burdens that the Divine Masculine has been dealing with since the separation. They contributed to what's been going on in their life That could be the karma that they're carrying. Ten of Pentacles could be an indication here that they've worked very diligently on establishing themselves, perhaps financially. They're in a much better place. Ten of Pentacles is also a very positive card in romance, because you guys could still find that after all this time apart, you can still pick up where you left off. You guys are still perfectly matched up. The future looks or can be very happy once again. But, you know, they continue to kind of be trapped in their thoughts, the regrets that they have. So it's a very Eight of Swords type energy where they're imprisoned by their own fears and anxieties. That could be where the healing is coming from as well, you know. But we do have the Ace of Swords coming through with a new beginning. And the way I see this, since we do have the Sith card bringing forward that clear type mentality, and the Ace of Swords represents that clarity. So the Divine Masculine really sees things a whole lot clearer now as to how this can ultimately move forward if you will allow that Divine Feminine. They now see things very clearly. They've had that clarity. They've had that epiphany as to why you guys went into separation to begin with. They know that they're partially, of course, at fault for that, or fully at fault for that. They want a new beginning with you. Wish manifestation. So that has popped up in this reading. And then we've got the wishing well right here. Okay. So through healing, a wish can manifest. A dream can be realized here. And we do have the Divine Masculine showing up as the Emperor, really letting you know, Divine Feminine, they're ready. They're ready to come towards you as the best partner that you could have ever envisioned for yourself. Things are turning around in your favor when it comes to this partnership. So for now, yes, it's a lost connection, but in time, maybe you'll see that they really want to reconnect with you. They just need to find the courage to be able to communicate with you to let you know this. I feel it falls on the Divine Masculine to initially open up the conversation, but ultimately, Divine Feminine, it falls on you to be able to decide whether or not they can actually return to come back into union with you. And if you're watching this reading and if you still have love for your masculine, I have a feeling you would at least give it a second chance. All right, guys, so I will leave it at that. I do hope what came through in this reading helps you out, gives you a better understanding of your Divine Masculine during this time apart for this lost connection. And if you are interested in your own personal private reading, that information is down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Take care.